Welcome back to IGN's E3 live show, streaming to you on e3.ign.com and YouTube. The first Hawx brought all the action of a Tom Clancy novel to the skies, and Ubisoft has been hard at work on the sequel. So, David Clayman, without further ado, let's have a look at Hawx 2.
So, to kick things off, tell us a little bit about what's different in Hawx 2 from Hawx 1.
So, Hawx 1 brought all the Tom Clancy action to the skies. Hawx 2 brings all aspects of modern air warfare to the player's hands. So we have all new features, Tom Clancy-style aerial espionage missions with UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles for spy missions in the air. This year we're bringing all new full landings and takeoffs, airports, carrier landings, carrier takeoffs, gunship missions, AC-130 gunship missions that everyone loves, nighttime raids, huge range of new diverse features this year.
Sounds like you're adding quite a lot. So I understand you've got 2 parts of a demo for us. Let's jump right into the first part. Maybe you can set me up, let me know what's going on here.
So let's take a look. So another new thing we're bringing to Hawx 2 is in the new campaign mode, you don't just follow the American Hawk Squadron. You see the story from many different points of view. So we follow different factions, the Russian faction, the American faction, the Hawks, of course, and a British faction. So we're going to jump into a mission here with the Russian faction. So we're jumping into a mission where there's insurgencies increasing throughout the world, and in southern Russia, separatist insurgencies have been on the rise. Separatists are pushing into Russian territory. We can see here in the tactical display where they're pushing more and more and more in, and the Russian forces are going to surround the separatists in the mountains in the North Caucasus in southern Russia. But the Russians, the separatists have taken over an airport nearby and are trying to reinforce their units with a convoy of supplies. So you're tasked to go help out. You're a Russian pilot named Dmitry Sokov, and you are tasked to tell them to turn around or be destroyed. So let's jump in.
Cool. So, as you can see, there's quite a lot of the classic Tom Clancy storylines going on behind the scenes.
So here we are. We're in a Russian MiG. So the new factions bring a series of new vehicles to the campaign. We still have the gorgeous environments brought from the authentic GOI satellite imagery. You can see the detailing of the lighting and shadows in there. Just looks fantastic. So we're going to get en route to meeting up with the convoy here. We're going to meet up with our squadron here.
What are you flying right now?
So this is the MiG-29, and so here's the convoy. And we want to ask them to slow down, turn around, come back to base with us. Might be nice if everyone was friendly, no one had to shoot anybody, everyone went home safe at the end of the day. We'll see what happens. So
guessing that's not going to happen.
We'll see. So one thing we wanted to bring to Hawx 2 is all new, close, intense dogfighting. One thing we found in Hawx 1 and real air-to-air combat these days is the technology is just too good. You have a target 2-3 miles away. It's a little black speck on the horizon. The computer locks on. You press a button. You fire. Something explodes 2 miles away. It's realistic. It's a simulation, but it's not the kind of fun, exciting energy we want to bring to Hawx 2. So we've been working on all new dogfighting, really close, intense, visceral dogfights, and we'll see in just a moment here. So we're flying with a convoy here. Let's see if they slow down. So we have Russian transport planes, cargo planes here.
This is the part where you find out if things are going to go well or not.
And looks like it's an ambush. So now we're right in the middle of the action. Hawx 2 puts right in the middle of the action. I'm tasked with taking out now these transport planes which aren't slowing down, as well as fighters. They get so much closer, so much tighter in than anything in Hawx 1 ever did. They're going to use all the same kind of tactics that human players can. Often they'll gorgeous new explosions and graphics.
Now your target is basically everything that we saw.
Everything that we saw. They're not turning back. We have to take them out before they reach their forces. So some of these guys will use the same tactics I have. They'll use flares against us to spoof my missiles. They'll try to get in really close, so I can't use missiles. I'll be forced to use guns. And and sometimes they'll turn head to head and fly right towards us, like
Nice kill.
thank you, like real humans would. So I can pick off a few more of these pilots here.
So what's your preferred weapon on each type of plane right now?
So the diversity of the gameplay actually gives us, so we have a lot more different weapons that we want to use in the game. So for example, some of these guys will get so close that we're forced to use guns and can't use heat-seeking missiles on them. We just can't get a lock on that post. But actually, let's go check out another mission.
Sure.
We're going to look at some of the new features and some of the new weapons.
Cool. So set me up for what this next mission is going to be all about.
Okay, so we're jumping a little bit ahead in the campaign. We're now with American on the Hawx side, and we've been investigating insurgent attacks throughout the world. And to slow down some of their attacks, we are investigating an insurgent weapons network. In the previous mission, we were in a UAV, so controlling a drone, unmanned aerial vehicle drone, to listen on cell phone conversations, track down the location of different agents, track down their warehouses, and now we're going to compile a big list of targets that we want to take out. So we're instructed. So we're working with an agent on the ground as well, marking a lot of targets. We're instructed, get up on deck. On the carrier, you're going to get an F-35 plane, and we're going to take off and take these guys out under cover of night. So we're going to see that. So here we got some of the targets that we marked ourselves in the previous mission, and we're going to get up and take them out.
So as opposed to the last mission, what we're looking at now is air-to-ground destruction.
Yeah, so this is air-to-ground destruction, and you'll see what else. So Hawx 1, the whole game took place up in the air. Hawx 2, remember when you got down low to the ground in Hawx 1, things just didn't look that good. We're creating a whole world on the ground now that you interact with. You can see so much more life and action on the ground. The whole game, of course, is playable in co-op, 4-player, multiplayer throughout the entire campaign, all the modes, including the drone modes, the gunship modes. And if you're in 4-player, this plane next to you on the deck, you'd be taking off with your friend online with him.
Great.
So I'm instructed to turn on night vision here, so I can see the IR tracers that I dropped in the previous mission. I can start my engine, and I'm given clearance to take off. So let's get up.
It's a pretty cool view from the battleship in IR.
Very cool view. So we can see my landing gear retract there.
Reaper 1-1, Sea Rider.
Carrier.
Proceed to nav point Alpha.
So the takeoffs are pretty easy. The landings at the end, of course, carrier landings. Some of the toughest things that real pilots actually do in real life. So we're heading to our first waypoint here, and I'll tell you a bit about one of our new weapons.
Sure.
So when we're researching how to bring even more authenticity to the game, we found precision bombs, precision guided missiles, were one of the most commonly used weapons in modern air warfare these days. Very precise weapons, extreme discretion in what you're hitting, how you're hitting. You don't want collateral damage, you don't want civilian damage, you certainly don't want bad media stories when you hit the wrong thing.
Right.
And that's a feature we're bringing to Hawx 2. So you can see here some of the strobes we marked. These are some of the boats, some ships that we marked as weapon smuggling boats. And I'm going to come in over the city in central East Africa under the cover of night in this powerful plane before they know I'm here. So let's try to take out a few before the city wakes up. And there's a big, thick explosions.
Nice shot. I can see your other targets are marked around.
Yeah, so these are the strobes that I marked, and now the TAC map can pick them up. So you can see the boat starts to sink there.
Some nice detail on that explosion.
Yeah, we're very excited about the amount of detail we're able to bring to the ground in the whole world, not just up in the air, but creating a whole world. You're playing in this war on all different levels.
That really caught your eye in the first Hawks was the view from up in the air in the plane.
Well, you're about to see something even better in a moment here. So now you can see the city starting to come alive. There's AA fire. They don't know who I am, where I'm coming from, but they know somebody's out here. So I'm instructed to stay above 15,000 feet to make sure I avoid air fire. But it looks like they've sent out some helicopters here to recon me, so I'm going to have to drop down and try to take them out. Here. So we're really trying to create really memorable, iconic moments, things that players will remember from modern aerial war, shock and awe campaigns, really iconic moments that we all remember. So I got to try to take out this helicopter here. But as we get down to the ground, you can see the amount of detail the teams started to put into the entire environment, not just in the air, but creating an entire world here.
You can see the entire city down below you.
Yeah, you got trees.
And you still have the tracer
roads.
fire going by you the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really great. It looks as good as Hawx 1 did from a really high altitude, and now you're really getting down into it. It's pretty impressive stuff. Well, thanks for coming by and showing us these 2 sections. I really enjoyed seeing it, and I can't wait to play Hawx 2.
Cool, thanks for having me.
Back to you, Fran.
All right, thanks a lot for flying on by, guys. I don't write these lines, they're killing me. All right, and speaking of catching some crazy air, Sean's White Skateboarding is going to be soaring to you next. Also coming up is our last giveaway of the day, so be sure that you stick around. We'll see you then.